Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. We are happy to have you with us this morning. It is June the 19th, 2020. Happy Friday to everyone. And it's Juneteenth. Welcome to the show. We've got your HCC news and information for the next half hour or so. We're going to start off with Brittany Pacheco joining me across town from her home. Good morning, Brittany, on this special day.
Good morning, Todd. Yes, it certainly is a special day as we celebrate and honor Juneteenth here in Texas. And we have a very special show for everyone. We've got two special guests. We'll introduce them shortly, but take this time to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to head over to our YouTube channel where we have thousands of videos produced by our very own HCCTV. Hit subscribe, also hit that notification bell so you can be the first to find out the latest. And last but certainly not least, be sure to share this podcast so not only can we grow our audience, but also share this information to the masses.
Thanks, Brittany. That's right. We are trying to grow our audience. So help us out, follow us in social media, and share this show. We've got a couple of special guests today. Dr. Cesar Maldonado, HCC Chancellor. Welcome to Up to the Minute, sir.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We are going to be with you in just a moment, but right now we want to start with Dr. Jimmy Adams, Chief Operating Officer for HCC Northeast. And you know he's a poet. He was on our show a couple of weeks ago. Dr. Adams, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Todd. Happy to be back.
Just a couple of weeks ago, you shared a very poignant and significant poem, It's a Matter of Life, about George Floyd. And we wanted to bring you back on the show once again for Juneteenth. And I know you made a presentation a few years back to our Board of Trustees, and it really inspired me to get you back on the show to say something about Juneteenth. So we wanted to open the show and give you a chance to share some poetry and some thoughts with us.
Okay. This piece I wrote is more of a kind of a historical reflection, if you don't know the significance of Juneteenth. And I call it Let Us Not Forget, because in this day back in history, there were 250 enslaved in Texas that were forgotten for almost 2.5 years. Once the Emancipation Proclamation was signed by Abe Lincoln, they didn't hear the news and that they were free until 2.5 years later. So title of this piece is called Let Us Not Forget. So I'll share that with you right now. So let us not forget January 1st, 1863, the day President Abe Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, setting the enslaved free. Let us not forget June 19, 1865, when Major General Gordon Granger landed on the shores of the historic beach town Galveston in Texas, a day in history that impacted so many lives. Holding in his hand General Order Number 3, he shouted from Galveston, Ashton Villa, Gotham, "The people are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free." So let us not forget, this was 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. It is not known why this news of freedom was delayed, but let us not be bitter. Let us not be afraid. Let us just rejoice that history was made. Let us not forget to celebrate, to reflect, and to rejoice. Let us share in the spirit of the soul of our ancestors without remorse. Let us not forget to dress up in the clothes of our descendants and connect to our traditional roots and celebrate our independence. Let us toss our raiment garments into rivers and creeks. Let us shed the remnants of the past and realize that freedom has come at last. Let us not forget Reverend Jack Yates, the godfather of Juneteenth, and his efforts to collect funds to purchase Emancipation Park in Houston. Now, hallowed ground for us to trod, it is a place for celebration to reflect on what has been done that will forever be etched in our hearts. Let us not forget Reverend Ralph Abernathy's appeal in 1968, leading the cause for us to celebrate, giving people of all races and creeds a chance to join hands in the Poor People's March to Washington, D.C. in a fight for equal rights for you and me. Let us not forget State's Representative Al Edwards and his efforts to make Juneteenth an official state holiday. And January the 1st, 1980, his fight came at last. Now this emancipation celebration will forever link us to our past. So let us not forget to spread the word. Go and tell the world of what you have heard. Let us dance in the streets. Let us party in our parks. Let us parade down the streets of Acres Homes. Let us celebrate in the streets of Missouri City. Let us dance in the streets of Third Ward. Let us keep Juneteenth close to our hearts. Let us not forget the events of 1865. Let us keep the significance of Juneteenth alive. Thank you.
Dr. Adams, very special words, and we appreciate you sharing that with us today as we celebrate and commemorate this monumental day. I want to move on to Dr. Cesar Maldonado, HCC Chancellor. Good morning again, Chancellor. I know you have prepared some words to mention today. Would you like to make a statement?
Yeah, thank you, Todd, and thank you, Dr. Adams, for those inspiring words. No, we're all here to commemorate the day that the enslaved people in Galveston were informed of their freedom. And it was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. But as we reflect on the importance of this day, we need to realize that racism is still a problem in our country. And HCC needs to and does stand against racism in all its forms. You know, the recent tragic events remind me of a story I read about a well-known Houston pastor. His wife shared that she was at an HCC bookstore and went and stood in line to pay for a student's books. And there were several African-American students ahead of her. They asked her if she had cash to pay, and she said yes. And those students then said, well, then you can go to the front of the line. We need to take that as a sign that our work is not done yet. As that pastor is committed to providing funding to helping those students, so should we help all students go to the front of the line. All of our students are equal, and we want to support them in any way that we can. You know, as we commemorate Juneteenth, we should all, I want all to know that HCC stands up for all of its students. And we foster an environment that welcomes everyone, and equally important, provides opportunity for all students, faculty, and staff here at HCC. We proudly recognize that our student body reflects the most diverse college in the country, and that reflects the diversity of Houston. You know, after living here 6 years, I'm going on my 7th year. It's still amazing to me that, you know, pre-COVID-19 and social distancing, you could go to a restaurant and hear Farsi, Spanish, and Chinese spoken around you all at the same time. And that's amazing. And that makes us a stronger community. And we should continue to support the diversity, not only from our global visitors, but also from our students here, our local Houston students. And I'm proud of the diversity, and we'll continue to help move our students to the front. You know, and Dr. Adams' words remind me of an event that I attended earlier this week. It was a panel discussion on the recent events, and it was sponsored by HCC. And Gregory Norwood, former president of the HCC Student Government Association, and HCC PD Chief Greg Cunningham, referred to how micro behaviors, unrelated small decisions and actions that we make, serve to show who we really are. And when you receive extra change at the cash register, do you return it to the cashier? When do you greet everyone in the same way? Someone's always watching, and how we behave shows who we really are. So we need to be consistent in our support for each other all the time. I also want to share with our audience that through its student leaders, HCC hosted a Juneteenth event series, Free to Be, Free to Breathe, with Facebook Live events and panel discussions. And I want to recognize our students for their leadership in supporting the cause of equity and equality. We all have something to contribute. We must learn from this moment. We must seize the opportunity to be mindful of the world around us, to be the leaders who drive a cultural shift, a change all around us through compassion, selflessness, and tolerance. One of the most impactful documents on the planet is the Constitution of the United States. And it is clear about its goal of equality, justice, liberty, and the ability to pursue individual happiness as its purpose. That document, the Constitution, is our collective aspirational goal, the society we wish we could be as a people. And only by facing our failings in policing, in education, in social welfare, and other injustices will we be able to realize the America we want to be and that we should be. We should dedicate ourselves, all of us, to make America the America we want and should be, showing equality, justice, liberty, and individual happiness for all. It's great to be here. Thank you, Dr. Adams, for your words. They're very inspirational, and I hope that the HCC community continues to support our journey to equality and justice. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maldonado. I wanted to ask you, Dr. Adams, to go back to you for a moment. We've talked about this a few weeks ago, but seeing what has happened over the last several weeks in this country, maybe you can share some thoughts that you may have had in what you've been seeing in your reaction.
Todd, I've shared two pieces with you guys, about all lives matter. And I think at this point in history, this is one point I can say that the whole country has gotten behind the meaning of that, just based on these recent events. So when I reflect in my poetry, free at last, a dream realized, all of those things that, the Black community were denied over years, just, to get an education, to be able to go in a restaurant. Those things, have come, they're present, and we're in that moment. And so we should take this time now to honor, freedom and our rights as, American citizens. And I think that's what we're fighting. We're all equal, and we all, bring unique things to our society. So when I try to reflect on these things, it's me bringing these things up. I know that sometimes it's kind of, probably don't want to hear what I have to say, but it makes you think about what's going on in the world today. So those reflections really are meant to make you think about where we are in society. So,
Dr. Adams, we always want to hear what you have to say. That's we always do. We enjoy having you here. I want to bring Brittany into the conversation because sometimes you learn things from people. And Brittany said something on a show we were on a couple of weeks ago that really struck me, how we just all need to do better. And Brittany, you want to recap that for a moment for Dr. Maldonado and Dr. Adams?
Absolutely, Todd. This day and age, it's difficult to kind of just walk our own path in life because of struggles. Everyone comes from different backgrounds, has different stories, has different struggles. Ultimately, it doesn't matter if you know everyone's background, stories, and struggles. We just need to be better human beings. And that's all that it comes down to, is being better human beings to one another. We can agree to disagree. That's perfectly fine. But as long as we are decent human beings, have respect for one another, and are kind to one another, I think that is the basis of just walking this life forward and understanding that a lot of people have struggles because of the color of their skin. And we need to recognize that despite everything, like I said, we just need to be decent human beings.
Thank you, Brittany. Gentlemen, I appreciate you both being on the show. And Dr. Maldonado, does it feel like we've been on a break for 14 weeks? I know there's a lot of going on back around the scene, but does it feel like 14 weeks that we've been out of the office?
Well, the last time I set foot in my office was March 13th. It doesn't feel like a break at all, actually. We all are working much longer hours and more intense work than we normally do. So it is very intense, very long days, and it feels like March the 13th was a year ago. It feels like I haven't been in my office in such a long time. But I will say that I haven't lost connection with the staff, the faculty, the students. We're continuing to meet. The students that serve on the T100 leadership team that is helping us plot out the reopening of HCC. So it's, all of us, none of us is as smart as all of us. And to Brittany's point, we make better decisions when we include everybody's voice. No matter how much we feel that person might be inexperienced, the best guidance we get sometimes, probably most of the time, comes from our students. They're the ones that are living in the environment that we're trying to improve for them. So it is, I just see a lot of energy at HCC, regardless of the work. Faculty did a great job over the spring break, extended spring break, converting from the traditional modality to online. We had in excess of 96% of our students connect through the end of the semester. And those students that didn't connect, we reached out individually to find out what challenges they had and to help them come back. So it's been a challenge, but I'm excited about what HCC is doing to stay together.
We're all very excited about that. I'm going to ask you gentlemen both the same question here. We've been asking since the shutdown has happened certain questions to our guests. The question I have for both of you, and we're going to start with Dr. Adams. Everyone's ordering out food or picking it up at a restaurant, eating at home. Where's your go-to for takeout food?
My go-to is Texas Roadhouse for the ribs.
Texas Roadhouse for the ribs. That's some good stuff there. Dr. Maldonado, do you have a go-to for takeout?
Well, the caveat is I am doing a lot more grilling out in the backyard and smoking some ribs. But for takeout, my go-to is the Golden Walk with General Tso's chicken.
I don't think anyone can go wrong with General Tso's chicken. I mean, it's twice fried. It's got sweet sauce on it. It's the best stuff around. It's some good stuff. So that's an excellent choice, gentlemen, both of you. I want to thank both of you for being on the show today on this monumental day. Dr. Adams, Dr. Maldonado, you're hearing this too. We've been asking Dr. Adams, we want to get him his own show, and we're willing to do that as a poet and a writer. So we're campaigning for that. So we'd like you to get that own show, Dr. Adams. Really take it into consideration.
All right. Well, thank you. My greatest supporter. So
we appreciate it. Thanks for being here today. And Dr. Maldonado, we appreciate you taking the time and joining us today on the show. We'd love to see you here again.
It's great to be here, and I'm proud of all of HCC. We're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Thank you for your good work.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Y'all have a great day, and it's a Friday. Enjoy your weekend.
We'll do it. Thank you, Todd.
All right. Bye-bye.
Nathan.
And Brittany Pacheco, once again. Brittany, it's a Friday. Does it feel like a Friday for you?
Not really. No.
No, it just all the days blend together. You know, you work the same. There's a lot of things that get done on the weekends too. So I get that.
Absolutely. But, you know, it is what it is. We're just trekking through and making sure that we just get through each day one step at a time.
Well, we've got a few things to announce. First, it was very exciting to have these special guests on our show, and this is a very monumental day, Juneteenth, and we want to recognize this day, and we appreciate Dr. Cesar Maldonado, our Chancellor, joining us, and Dr. Jimmy Adams, our resident poet. We're just gonna give him a title of resident poet here at HCC. We always appreciate getting him on the show. But we do have some announcements for you. Students, we're gonna be returning in the fall, and we've got a few options, safe learning options. There's a video online, and there's a website, Brittany, that teaches them all the options, everything you can learn about it.
That's correct, Todd. So we've rolled out College Your Way, which is our campaign for the safe learning options. As fall is in the works, we have a safe and flexible schedule for our students. So if you're interested in learning more about these options, we're going to kind of briefly go over them right now. Online anytime, which is exactly as it sounds. You can take your courses 100% online, never have to go into the classroom, but you can log in at your convenience. And Todd, tell them about online on a schedule.
Online on a schedule is great if you like going to a class at a certain time. Some of us like the convenience of doing things at any time at our convenience. You can do that online anytime. Online with a schedule is like going to the class, but you're going to it online. You say you have your science class at 10:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, guess what? You log in at 10:30. There's your class. You get the face-to-face interaction virtually with your professor online, and you can also go ask questions, and it's a bit interactive. That's online with a schedule. There's also the Flex Campus option, Brittany, but that one you really have to sign up ahead of time because we're talking going to a campus, going to a class in person with very small classes.
This is correct. So this is kind of our hybrid, or once was called hybrid. Flex Campus, you sign up for in-person classes, but you choose whether you want to come to campus or participate online at a set time. Now, due to social distancing, we are going to be having smaller class sizes. So early sign up is crucial for this. And we had a question before on a different show about not being able to see the instructors and the time. So HCC is still working through all of that at this time. So just be sure to go and check back on your MyEagle login to see what classes are available and if the teacher has been listed. And the last option, Todd, is lab-based courses.
Right. If you're taking a course that involves a lab, we're still going to be holding those labs, but they're going to be in small sizes. So keep that in mind. So this was the problem this past semester. A lot of students have to complete their labs, and they're doing that over the summer in smaller classes, practicing social distancing. So we're planning for that in the fall, and we're going to have a backup plan so that you can continue your studies, you can continue going to school on time, and hopefully graduating on time. So lab-based courses are the fourth option. Once again, you can learn about all of these options at hccs.edu/College Your Way. That website is up, and you can watch a video explaining all of this and also learn more about each courses. And Brittany, the enrollment is back up again, or I should say the registration is back up again because the schedules were taken down so we could readjust them, but they're back online and you can register for the fall.
That's correct, Todd. So students, if you were waiting to hear back about when the schedule was going to be back open, here's your announcement. It's open. So be sure to jump online and make sure that you scoop up those classes before they fill up. Again, if you're interested in the Flex Campus and or the lab-based courses, you need to sign up early because those sections are going to be a lot smaller than our normal semesters with those sort of classes. And if for anyone who's interested in joining HCC for Fall 2020, we are offering virtual information sessions hosted by our enrollment services who are offering the help all the way through August. So if you have questions in regards to your admissions application, testing, new student orientation, financial aid, and more, be sure to head over to our website to register. It is required. Head over to hccs.edu/informationsessions.
Who says virtual sports can't be fun, Brittany? Did you say that?
I did not. Still didn't say it.
Still didn't say it. Okay. Virtual sports can be fun because they've got a Super Smash Brothers tournament, a gamer tournament that's happening. That's going to be Tuesday through Saturday, June 23rd through 27th. You have to be an HCC student to register, and you can register through the deadline on today. Today is the last day you can register for that. Are you? Well, I guess you're not registering, but you mentioned this wasn't really your game, was it?
I've never played Super Smash Brothers. I know this is a disgrace to my generation, but yeah, you know, I've never played it, but I'm sure there are plenty of students out there who have played it, or if you're like me, haven't played it, go ahead and participate. Why not? You know, this is just to blow off some steam and have some fun.
Right. Sports trivia is also a big deal. Did we draft Justin? Did you talk to him about that from our department about playing the sports trivia?
I have not, but we've got a couple of guys in our department who are sports
Frank can do it too, right?
Me? No, absolutely not. No.
No, Frank can do it.
Oh, Frank, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Frank's a sports. He's like a sports guy. He's like really into sports. He did a video because he misses basketball so much. You got to see that in social media. But sports trivia is happening. Let's see. It's going to be 7 to 8 p.m. Monday, June the 22nd. The registration deadline is noon on Monday. You can sign up for free, win prizes, and you register by emailing someone, correct?
That's correct. So this is open to all of our HCC family, but you must have an HCCS email in order to register. And you need to email joseph.harris@hccs.edu with the subject line, June Sports Trivia.
Sounds good. And by the way, Frank, our sports guy, is going to be on the show next week because I'm going to take a little vacation, and Frank is actually filling in with you, Brittany, and he'll be joining you for several days next week.
That is correct, Todd. So we're taking up to the minute reins, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, that sounded confident. Yeah, you're going to do fine. Yeah, you'll do fine.
Keep the audience wanting more, you know?
Leave the audience wanting more. Well, we certainly had a fun show today, a very memorable show today, and we appreciate our guests. On Monday, you've got, you've got a full list on Monday. You've got two of our own HCCTV employees that'll be joining you, and they're also students.
That's correct. We are going to be joined by Kyle de Aragon Cruz and Carolina Linares, who are our student videographers, but they're also international students here at HCC. And they're going to be introducing you to their new show called The Student Lounge, which is our news and information program for students by students. It premiered a week ago, and we're looking forward to the second installment, which I think just dropped yesterday. If I'm not
it did.
mistaken. So we're excited to have our students join us tomorrow. Hello, listen to me. I'm so used to doing this every day. On Monday, June 22nd at 10 a.m. We are very appreciative for everyone joining us today on this commemorative holiday that is Juneteenth. We are very appreciative of our guests, Dr. Cesar Maldonado, our Chancellor, and Dr. Jimmy Adams for his poetry. So, Todd, this is normally where you sign off.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
I'll be back. Well, I'll be back. I'm not going away forever. I'm just going to take a little time off, but I know you guys will handle the show. And you never know. I have the login. I may just pop in on the show a few times just to say hi. Just to say hi. Yeah, we'll see. Just to keep you guys on your toes. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. That sounds like fun.
No, it doesn't. Not one bit. Not when you're on vacation, Todd. No.
Well, y'all have a great weekend. Brittany, enjoy your weekend. Good luck in the next few weeks. I know you're going to do a great job. And we'll see you again on Up to the Minute. You guys are going to be back Monday morning at 10 a.m.